Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. It has been about 3 weeks since we talked about ICP, and in today's video, the main focus is actually going to be on the technical analysis side of stuff. But before we get into all that good stuff, real quick, we are going to talk about this very important tweet from Dominic Williams, because in my view, this is actually really important for ICP and the road that we are headed. Basically, as I'm sure that a lot of you have noticed that not only Europe, but basically in a lot of other countries, they are extremely getting worried about a real risk, which is a digital blackout. These days, around 70% of Europe's critical digital infrastructure actually runs on American cloud providers, like for example, AWS and Google. And that, my friends, means, for example, hospitals, banks, and also government services don't necessarily fully control the systems that they depend on completely. We have already seen actually how fragile this setup could potentially be in major cloud outages in 2025. And if those providers are going to fail, or I don't know, let's say if geopolitical pressure is going to increase, this one is actually a real possibility. Europe at that point doesn't necessarily have a switch of its own to fall back on. That, my friends, is why European leaders are right now pushing hard for something called digital sovereignty, which is going to treat digital infrastructure like roads or power grids that must be owned and controlled locally. And this is exactly where the internet computer fits as a different kind of solution. Again, it's very important to note we are not talking about whether this is overall the right direction that the European Union is taking or not. We are just saying this is actually happening, and maybe ICP is going to be a bit of a solution for them. Now, in this scenario, instead of rebuilding another centralized cloud, ICP is going to change the architecture for them, and with regional subnets, data can be processed and stored entirely inside the European Union, operated by EU-based entities, which directly solves residency and GDPR concerns. Applications on ICP, in case you are a new viewer, you should know that they actually run as autonomous canisters with no central off switch. And the network, you should know that it is still going to keep running even if a larger portion of nodes are going to go offline. And that directly addresses Europe's fear of a single point digital blackout. Now, it's very important to understand that we are not talking about adoption for ICP taking place right here, right now. I'm just trying to tell you this. If this is the direction that the whole world, not necessarily European Union, if this is the direction that we are actually headed, then okay, ICP actually provides the infrastructure for such massive needs. And overall, even if we attract like a portion of the adoption, not even like a massive amount, let's say just a tiny amount of adoption, I would argue overall ICP team is going to end up making a good amount of money. And if ICP is going to become infrastructure for public services, okay, naturally usage and cycle burning are going to become a steady and independent of market cycles. And instead of fighting for retail hype, Definity is going to position ICP as a national grade infrastructure. And in the mid to long term, we can argue, yeah, you know what? Fundamental wise, we are in the right direction, and hopefully the price of the token as well is going to appreciate quite a bit. So overall, I really like this direction that we are actually headed in ICP. And by the way, have you paid attention to the metrics? Ever since Caffeine AI went fully live, we have seen a relatively, I would argue, a steady uptick in cycle burn rate, and that in my view is definitely showing you that we are actually having a good bit of adoption. And once more, again, we are on the right direction, and to be honest, that's all I care about. Now, in terms of short-term structures, okay, I don't really think necessarily we are on the right direction, because sure, we did get this move on the upside, but whether this is a bullish sign or not, I would argue it can be up for debate. Now, let's go on 30-minute time frame, zoom out a little bit more so we can see the candles. But okay, if you remember, the last time that we talked about ICP, we were right around these areas, and the idea was that, well, okay, the fact that we are absolutely able to identify off of the lows a bit of a 5 wave is definitely an optimistic sign, but let's be careful and wait for a pullback on the downside, followed by another move up, pullback down, and then another move up in order for us to talk bullish maybe with a little bit more confidence. And we argued one very likely possibility could be the ABC flat scenario, since in our last leg down in ICP, which led to the lowest low right in here taking place, we in here identified just a 3-wave movement potentially in form of an ABC. So question is, what happened since then? Okay, we did have a bit of a pullback, and I'll be honest, I really wanted to see a more deeper of a pullback, but hey, the market doesn't really care about what I think. And then we just jumped right up, and if I just measure this move, how strong was it actually? This was, as you can see, something like a 57% move on the upside, which is definitely not that bad. However, I don't really think that you should necessarily pay attention to the move itself, because sure, in this move specifically, you are also able to argue that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, the good news in my view just simply ends there. You see, overall, if you want to be bullish on any chart, and for instance, you want to argue in here we are going to have our final low, let's say, I don't know, maybe this is like a decent support area, absolutely fine. Find me then off of the lowest low, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in order for me to talk bullish. This specific scenario is called an impulse. Rules for us are, we should not have overlapping of the waves between our wave 2 and 4, and in any kind of 5 wave, you know it, wave 3 should not be the smallest wave. That is a big no-no in Helios waves. And for our sub waves, you know what we're gonna have. 5 wave up into wave 1, 3, and 5. And for our corrections, we can consider different possibilities. Let's say in this case, ABC for wave 2, followed by a WXY into wave 4. Now, here's a very important point. After completing this 5 wave right around the highs is not really a buy opportunity. Why? Because one way or the other, bullish or bearish, even if you want to be like really optimistic after completing a 5 wave, unfortunately we are going to get a bit of a move on the downside. And the question is, well, okay, is the current move down that we are having in ICP looks something like this? Unfortunately, the answer to that might be no. Why is that? Let's go on the live chart. Okay, so let's just also delete this one as well. Let's argue, okay, we are actually bullish, and this is in ICP our final low. In that case, fair enough, this is a 5 wave up, followed by a bit of a correction structure on the downside to about this point. And in terms of the shape of it, I would argue this was probably ABC down, followed by a correction up in here, probably in form of yet another ABC, and then another ABC on the downside. So essentially, this is just a WXY in form of a double zigzag, followed by another 5 wave up. And that, my friends, well, it's kind of our problem. You see, in here we are having two sets of 5 waves and on a higher degree. Can you argue this is 1, this is 2, this is wave 3, but wait a minute, where is our wave 4 and 5? Answer, well, we don't really have it yet. So I don't really think that this whole move up in ICP, albeit it was actually quite a strong move on the upside, and from here to about the highs, this is something like an 80-90% move on the upside. But overall, I don't really believe that this move up is actually part of the bullish play. I mean, do not get me wrong, there is no certainty in any market. At any given moment, we are just simply talking about different possibilities. So maybe there is a bullish scenario in ICP, but let me just tell you this. In my view, this is actually a rather clear correction structure in form of an ABC. And even if you insist on being bullish in internet computer, right now at least we can argue finding an impulse or generally some sort of a 5 wave in this area is actually quite a bit hard and challenging, to a degree that it should really make you say, yeah, you know what, maybe the bullish case shouldn't be our primary case. I mean, sure, give me like another strong move up in order to get out of this area. Maybe at that point I'm going to change my tone. For now, I'm gonna argue this was probably an ABC, and unfortunately in ICP our move down, at least in the short term, may not necessarily be over. And in fact, this ABC sort of kind of got confirmed the moment that in the last couple of hours in ICP, we ended up completely with absolute authority taking this important low about, let's say, $3.06. And that basically ruined any kind of hope for a bit of a bullish scenario, for example, in form of maybe a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in form of an expanding leading diagonal. Even this thing right now is not a possibility. Now, having said all this, I don't really believe that we are just going to go straight down. I mean, do not get me wrong, we can do that, but most likely this structure that we are having in here is just a bit of a 5 wave, for instance, maybe like a 1, 2, and then wave 3 to about this point over here, correction for 4, another move down into wave 5, and then we are going to have a bit of a pullback. But here's the deal. As long as we are not taking the lows in here in ICP about, let's say, $2.6, I think generally we need to be a little bit more patient and careful. Now, what if we are actually going to go down and take the lows? Okay, at that point, I would argue you should just look at this chart from an investor point of view. Do your research, please. Come up with your own conclusion. Do not even listen to me when it comes to fundamentals. Do your research, and then if you think, yeah, you know what, ICP is a good project and the future is quite bright, especially with the recent piece that we are going to talk about in the next videos about the whole Mission 70 thing. If you think all of these things are actually bullish and in the mid to long term, the price of the token, when the attention overall is going to come to altcoin market, is going to appreciate quite a lot, then okay, any kind of move down, I think we can all agree, is just going to be a simple buying opportunity for the mid to long term. Okay, in the short term in ICP, my view is a little bit bearish for the reasons that we talked about in here, but overall, any kind of significant dip, in my view, at least for me, let's just say this, for me, it's just going to be a buy the dip opportunity. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in internet computer. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.